Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. It's November 14th. 14 is my favorite number. I love the number 14. We can talk about that some other time, but hope you guys are have had a great week so far and looking forward to the weekend. Welcome to another session of trading with the In the Zone Trader. I am so happy you guys are here. Okay, so let's take a look at the daily chart to see where we're at. We definitely had some very aggressive selling the last 2 days, or I should say yesterday and overnight today as well. And what I'm seeing is sort of this downward trend line right here that is holding. We are starting to break through this upward trend line that has been holding, on the September 2nd, October 10th, and November 7th. So we did retest the low from November 7th. And we're kind of in that zone right now. So I don't know if we continue flushing, coming and retesting this zone down here, and we'll just have to take it one trade at a time. Kind of go from there. We will be trading the NQ 800 tick chart today. Just one mini. We have about 8 minutes before market opens. Okay, we have about a little under 7 minutes. Let me check to see if we have any news today. We just have a a yellow folder event at 10:05. One of the FOMC members is speaking. I don't know if that's really going to move the market or not. If we zoom out, you can see we've had a flush down, retested the lows from 11.7. We closed yesterday around 25,086 and 25,100. So it'll be really interesting to see if we want to go up and actually fill the gap again, That would be quite aggressive, but I've seen crazier things from the Nasdaq. Or if we continue flushing today. So we're going to take it one setup at a time and kind of go from there. It's a really good question, Doug. Really good question. I think it really depends on... Well, we are entering a zone of support here on the daily, right? So let's take a look at that real quick. I will draw that for you. I mean, this whole area is a zone right there. So it might be, we might continue flushing down into the zone. I mean, if you can also look at your, yeah, this is where the area of support would be, I would imagine. You could probably add a few more EMAs and see if we're going to be bouncing off some bigger EMAs. But if we want to go back up, we're going to need to break this downward trend line. Also, the golden ruler is right here on the daily chart, which we're breaking through it right now. Dash dot, here we go. This is the golden ruler right there. And it held on 11.7, we bounced up. We're pushing through it now, but we haven't closed below it yet. So today will be a telltale day, I think. If we close below the golden ruler, that transitions us into a potential downtrend. Because right now we're still technically in an uptrend, but we've broken this upward trend line here, and we're breaking through the golden ruler here. So we need to see how we close today, and that might give us a better clue as to what will happen next week. I hope that kind of answers your question. Okay, we have a little over a minute before market opens. There's two trades that triggered, one to the upside and one to the downside. Market just opened. Let's see what happens. So the one that triggered up first almost hit target. Runner still running to the downside. Looks like we want to test the overnight low, which is right here. I mean, target achieved by the sellers. Let's see if they want to continue pushing lower or if there's going to be buying here. You can see we're getting a bounce up. Buyers try to, they failed. Might be holding here at 650. Okay, continued flush. So I'm gonna try to get in bearish here if it comes back up. And if it doesn't, that's okay. Okay, we'll try this again. Okay. Oh. All right. That didn't work. Now we're going to try to go bullish here. See if we hold 650 and go back up for 10 points. Here we go. We'll try a buy here around the standard deviation level. Okay, didn't work. Probably should have bought it in the middle of this doji sandwich here. We would have gotten our 10 points. Buyers are definitely decided to step in, which is great. We need a little bit of a rally going back up. The runner is actually still running from that original trigger down here at 935. Isn't that crazy? You'd be up you'd be up 140 points on your runner. Crazy. All right, the runner is out. Let's update our trend line again. All right, let's see if 800 is going to act as resistance or support. Okay, I'm going to try to go long here if we come back down to 800. And if we don't, that's okay. Okay, we tagged 800. Now can we go up for 10 points? There we go. It didn't copy on my copier. Oh, it did. Okay. Strange. I was hoping we'd hold 800 there again and go up. There we go, 10 points. All right. We are approaching VWAP. This might be another area of resistance. See if 800 holds here. Well, we do have the Santa Claus rally at the end of the year, Doug, right? So that is possible. Typically, November is historically bearish. And then come December, you get that Santa Claus rally. All right, another 10 points there. And you guys can see 10 points, they add up. Let's add some trend lines. We haven't been doing that. Golden ruler's also been moving up, so let's move up golden ruler. We have a bunch of upward trend lines to draw. This one's been violated. This one's hold. This one held. Golden ruler also moves up. Now the question is, what do we do at VWAP? Because we are approaching VWAP right now. If it comes back down the VWAP, I'll try to get in. It almost got me. Wow. Missed it by a tick. There's our 10 points. Sometimes trading is a game of inches, guys. Or millimeters. Whichever system you want to use. American or international, or metric rather. We are holding this upward trend line pretty well. See what we do at 900. Okay, I'll try to get in at 900 if it comes down. And if it doesn't, that's okay. All right, there we go. Got that 900 bounce. There's 10 points. Guys, it's just working like butter today. Smooth like butter. This would have been a bearish entry there. Triggered, retested 900. We should have gone down to 10 points, but I wasn't paying attention. I was just having a good time with everybody here on the stream. All right. By the way, you guys are the reason why I wake up in the morning. I really enjoy doing this, and I enjoy having you guys on here. All right, we're back at VWAP. Let's see how we do here. Tricky part is I don't know if I want to take a bullish signal. We do have the EMA above our heads. We are in this very tight wedge that we're trying to break out of right now. All right, we'll see if it decides to come back down to 900 again, although that would be a bit of a stretch at this point. We did hit our target here from this 952 candle. Now what do we do at 950? Zoom out and see what our next area is at. Right there. All right, we got 5 minutes before 10 o'clock. I know there's not any 10 o'clock news today, but sometimes that candle will just act crazy regardless. So we'll be keeping an eye out. worked. Yeah. Missed entry there. So this initial move never hit its target, right? We retested 950. We could have potentially shorted it here and got our 10 points. With the premise that this candle still wants to try to hit its target. But it's borderline marginal just because we're holding, we're in an uptrend, right? And I missed my bullish entry here. Oh, that stinks. Get back into it here. Can you get me in? There we go. Might get stopped out, or are we gonna get 10 points? There we go. So I hope you guys are getting a little bit of the premise behind the strategy that we're doing today. We're risking 6 to make 10 at key levels where we think either reversals are going to happen or we hold and we bounce back up. But it's really based on how the candles behave around that level. I don't want to just blindly get in. I want to see what the candles are doing. We potentially could have gotten in here again for another 10 points, but I don't really like to do it too many times because eventually that pattern will stop working, right? It would have worked here though. We would have gotten 10 points again, another $200. And you can see what I mean here. Eventually it stopped working, right? And we eventually dropped. Yes, there is room for a 10-point trade. That's the crazy part, Doug. 50 is here and 60 is right there. It's still within this range before we hit that trend line. That's a very good question. This is why I have those trend lines. If the trend line does get in the way of a potential trade, I don't like to take it. But this is very much a scalping strategy. You're risking 6 to make 10, so you only have to be right more than 40% of the time to be profitable. And the reason why we didn't go bearish here with this inverted hammer is because we have this EMA in the way. You still have to keep track of all the obstacles in the way that can hinder you from hitting your targets. So that still applies here, even though we're only going for 10 points. So we got another bearish signal here. It triggered lower. But again, look at what we're running up against, the EMA and this upward trend line. Now, eventually something is going to give and you're going to get a breakout, right? But all right, let's start deleting the lines that do not matter anymore. This candle did hit its target to the downside, so we'll be keeping track of the runner there. Runner's at break even right now. Good morning, Jeremy. Doing well, sir. How are you? I'm incorporating a modified scalping strategy that is working really well today. All right, this trend line is no longer valid. We delete it. And this trend line is no longer valid. We delete it. And the runner is still running to the downside. I lost track of where our golden ruler was. Wow, it's all the way down there. So we would have moved it all the way up here, and we have now just closed below it. So our golden ruler is all the way up at the top where this blue line is. That is really good to hear, Jeremy. Glad you're doing well, bro. All right, this one is a little different. You're going to be taking the short near the EMA because this is the candle that triggered lower. Although we should probably cancel this. There's no room for this candle to hit its target without hitting 900. So you got to also think about the initial signal candle needs to actually have room to work. We would have gotten short right here. Let's see if it would have worked. 31, so we needed to drop down to 21, which it did. But I'm trying to be a little bit stricter with my rules here. So you would have gotten in here, you would have gotten your 10 points, you would have risked 6 points, and never hit your 6-point stop loss, and it went down and hit 10 points. But you could see the original candle did not work. We wouldn't have taken this candle. This is what I was afraid was going to happen if we would have taken it at the EMA. Because we just didn't have enough room for the original signal candle to actually hit its target. These types of nuances, I will hopefully explain a little bit better as we progress. And now we have this upward trend line. So now this signaled lower too, but now it would have run into this trend line that we should have drawn a little bit earlier. To be honest, we would have avoided taking this trade as well. So you always have to be keeping track of what the market is doing and updating with the information, because new candles present new information. With that new information presents new opportunities and adjustments. At this point, this technically triggered higher, but again, like, look at all that resistance overhead. We're not going to be taking this candle, so... But the premise here would have been the similar. You would have taken the bounce off of this trend line here, 6-point stop loss with a 10-point winner. This would have stopped you out. So I'm trying to take candles that are supposed to work for their full measured move, but waiting for a pullback near a key area to get 10 points. That's the premise of this trade. Trading system, I should say. Technically speaking, this is the one that triggered lower. We just hit it. Same thing here. This triggered higher, right? But we don't have enough room to hit the target before the CMA initially. If we did, I would have taken the pullback right here at 900 for 10 points. Let's see if it would have worked. See if we go up for 10 points. There we go. It would have worked there. If we didn't have this EMA in the way, we would have taken the pullback into 10 points. it takes a little bit of practice, but I think it's probably the simplest system I've ever come up with. And you guys are familiar with the KISS rule, keep it simple, right? I'm trying to develop a system that is easier to follow, easy on the brain. And that way, when things are moving fast, especially in the futures market, you're able to make good decisions, and you're training your eye for exactly to look for certain scenarios and certain setups, and it'll just become sort of second nature to you at that point, right? Delete this. But it does take some practice for sure, like anything else. And once you start seeing it, you're going to it's like Neo in the Matrix. He just starts seeing things like the ones and zeros, and it just makes sense to him. And also, really important part of this system is that if you're wrong, you're losing 6 points. So you're risking $120 to make $200. And so you can be wrong, several times, and it only takes a few winners to get you back to green, which is really nice about the system. But you can't just randomly take the trade anywhere, because you only have 6 points of wiggle room for your stop loss. So you really have to take it at key areas where you think it's going to hold and go in the direction of your desired direction. Have another bearish signal here, but we don't have room to the downside, so I'm going to skip any part of this trade, whether on a pullback or not. We have this upward trend line in the way, we have 900 in the way, so. But if there weren't any things in the way, what I would be doing is I would be putting an order right here at this EMA to get in at a discount and go for 10 points lower. So we would have gotten tagged here and we would have gotten stopped out. This is why we didn't take it, because the original signal candle didn't have room to actually hit its target. And sometimes you're going to take really good setups that follow all your rules and you're going to get stopped out. And that's okay. Like, that's part of the game, right? But what I've really learned recently, or I would say I learned it a long time ago, but what it's been solidified, cemented in my brain is you really can't your losers cannot be bigger than your winners, and you don't want to get so far in the hole from your losers because you don't want to be wrong that you put yourself deeper in the hole. I can't tell you how many times I've lost a lot of money or blown up accounts because I was determined to be right. So the cost of being right is really expensive. Think about that for a second. So the idea here is you don't necessarily want to be right. Or, no, you do want to be right. You just don't want the cost of being right being so expensive that that it hurts you. Or sorry, the cost of being wrong. Let me rephrase that. You don't want, in your pursuit of being right and end up being wrong, to have the cost of being wrong be so big that it puts you in a huge negative drawdown position, or it negatively affects your account in a big way, right? And I think one of the biggest things that I'm working on, still working on, but has negatively impacted me in the past is this concept of revenge trading. And think about what revenge trading is. You're in a position, right? And hold on, we might have a setup here. No, I'm not going to take this setup. You put on a position and you think it's going to go in a particular direction, and for whatever reason it doesn't work. Whether it was a good setup, bad setup, doesn't matter. And you get filled with rage, essentially. You're like, no, I'm right. The market's wrong. And you double down, triple down, quadruple down. And that's just really dangerous. And I speak that from experience. It's like one of the biggest account killers, right? Because one of the there's different fears that that can affect your mindset. There's the fear of being wrong, which is what we're talking about here with revenge trading. And there's the fear of losing money. And then there's the fear of missing out. There's all these different types of fears that will negatively impact. We could take this long here if it comes back down. It might be wrong here, but let's see. We need VWAP to hold. All right, and we were wrong, but look at how we didn't lose a lot of money for being wrong there, right? We lost 120 bucks. Imagine if I said, no, we have to hold VWAP, and I put my stop loss all the way down here, and it keeps flushing lower. See, now we're reversing. Now I actually want to go the opposite direction. I want to go bearish. Now I actually want it to flush down. There we go. And that's the other thing too. Like, I knew I was wrong there, and I was able to shift and go the opposite direction, right? If you would have gotten stuck in that revenge trading mindset, you would have doubled down, tripled down, quadrupled down. You're like, no, VWAP has to hold. And it may hold, it may go back up, but at what cost though, right? I was able to reverse the trade, get the 10 points. So I got back the 6 points I lost and 4 points on top of that, right? And so what I'm really, I'm not trying to preach here, but like, I really want, by saying it to you guys, I'm trying to hold myself accountable to all the things that I'm telling you. I'm trying to get my mind space correct. Because I really want to be an excellent trader, and I want to be an excellent example for you guys. And I want you guys to learn from me and from my mistakes too. I would hate for you guys to make some of the mistakes that I've made in the past. And so it's a community where hoping we can be candid about this, transparent, honest. Trading is hard. And not so much because you have to learn a system, or I mean that part is difficult too, especially if you're starting out, but I think the most difficult part about trading is that mindset. A lot of people, I don't think enough people talk about it, but I think the right people do talk about it because it is critical to your success. Okay, we're approaching 950 again. We have this downward trend line here, but we broke through it. I might see if we can grab a buy order here at 950 to go up for 10 points. And if we end up hitting the target here, I just cancel this order. No longer no longer valid. So yeah. Golden ruler moves down. Runner is at break even. Yeah, Jeremy, and unfortunately I still revenge trade sometimes too, especially with some of these prop counts where you're like, oh, I can just go crazy on... I don't mind going crazy on an eval. I mean, evals are... You should be aggressive with your evaluations to get them passed, but when that happens on your paid accounts in prop firm space, it sucks, especially because you worked so hard to get the PA and you've grown that PA to, you know, a few $1,000s or more, only to blow it up in like a moment of weakness, right? That's what I don't want for anybody to experience, and that is something I'm still working on. Just being honest. So I think when it comes to revenge trading, one of the things you got to ask yourself is, well, why? Why am I revenge trading? Let's get to the root cause of this, right? Is there something else that's going on? There's also a lot of books I would recommend for this subject too. One of the books I talked about yesterday, which is Trading in the Zone, which is kind of what this channel is based off of that book. In the zone, I'm called In the Zone Trader, but the book is called Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas, and he wrote this book, I believe, in the late 90s, early 2000s, and really, really good book talking about mindset and that sort of thing. But I believe like it is something you got to work on, right? And I believe once you get it, it's not necessarily going to be overnight, but you work on it bit by bit, and you get better at it. And your mind gets used to it because you're reprogramming your unconscious mind, right? Because a lot of the stuff that happens in the revenge trading is part of your unconscious programming that you're unaware of. And that's why it's so hard, because if it's in your unconscious, you may or may not be aware of it unless you bring it up to the conscious level and start working on it, right? If we didn't have this EMA here, I would have taken the short right at 950 and it would have worked for 10 points. But because the EMA was there, it was a little iffy. I think the other thing with me and why I would revenge trade, I think it's a patience issue, right? So if you guys remember the cost of being wrong or not wanting to be wrong, right? Probably could have taken it here at this EMA. But the EMA didn't hold last time. I'm just thinking out loud about how I could have traded this setup here. Anyway, going back to what we were talking about, it's the idea of patience, right? Especially if you start losing money. I think for me, revenge trading is an unfortunate response to shame. And what I mean by that is, I don't mind if I lose money, if I'm following my system and I'm following my rules and the trade just doesn't work, that doesn't bother me. I mean, at a certain point, if I keep following my rules and I'm keep losing for whatever reason, then yeah, that'll become frustrating. But aside from that, but let's just say I deviate from my plan and I start doing things that are outside of my plan, just marginal setups, oversizing, things that are really stupid, and I start losing that way, then the shame creeps in, right? And that shame is what then drives me to have to do something drastic to auto-correct the mistakes that I made. But the irony here is by doing so, you're essentially digging yourself a bigger hole than you started with. And so you could see how deadly that cycle will then begin. Then you're ashamed that you did something drastic and stupid to try to overcompensate for your original mistakes, and then you do something even bigger. And eventually something's going to give. And typically when that happens, your account's blown, right? So think about that next time. I think one of the biggest things that you need to do when you make mistakes in trading, especially if they're mistakes you know better, is to forgive yourself. You're like, you know what? I made this mistake. It sucks. Let's move on. It's part of trading. I'm not going to always be perfect. And it's hard. We're human. We can't be perfect all the time. I think having a daily loss limit, Jeremy, is a really good idea. I think that will be one of the things that I would consider like training wheels when you're riding a bike. It'll help you. And then you can take those off once you're in a right mental state, and you will no longer need a daily loss limit. But if that will help you to walk away, absolutely, because you need to clear your head and you need to get back in the right mind space. We're kind of stuck. We're still in this original bearish trade here from 1019 that was tested, stop loss, we went back down. Right now we do have a new upward trend line based on these new swings here, but we might end up breaking it and going back down. So how do you incorporate your daily loss limit? Or do you have it programmed in? Or is it a number that you know if you hit, you're just going to walk away? Is it like something you set in your system settings? Or is it something that you have a mental daily loss and you just walk away? I'm curious how you end up doing it, Jeremy. Okay, we finally hit our target on this bearish move here. Okay, so it's a mental daily loss. That's good. That's good. Very good. I think that's a great idea. I tried doing that and it's really hard. So the fact that you're able to do that, I applaud you. That's awesome. I will say this. When I first started using the concept of measured moves, like this candle here, notice exactly what happened as soon as we hit that profit taking, right? We got that bounce up. So paying attention to where your original trigger is and measuring the measured one-to-one measured move there, I think is also really important. So for example, now we got the next bullish signal was actually down here. We've since hit the measured move and we have a runner, but what are we going to do? Oh, we've actually hit 25,000. Interesting. Okay. We're rallying like crazy. If we look at the daily chart, we are trying to make up for a lot of lost ground. You can see here, we're making up for where we closed yesterday. We're still trying to go up and fill the gap at 25,000, like 100-ish area. This could be where we have our next buy order here. Oh, we missed it. It's okay. Let's update some lines, shall we? I don't know if I should short it here, wait until we go up to 25,000. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. 25,000 is the bigger magnet. It's in one of those really tricky spots. It's a battle zone. So right now it looks like the bulls are winning. So I'll try to see if I can get an order down at 25,000 and go up for 10 points. Let's see if we get that. All right, there we go. That worked. So again, patience for a really, really good setup. And if the setup is a little confusing, if you're unsure, skip it. It's not worth it. See, what is our win rate? Our win rate's only it's still pretty good, 67%. But because we're only risking 6 to make 10, we're always making more than what we're losing. You could see how powerful this system is. Right now we're kind of just stuck, right? We have this trend line above our heads. We're kind of hovering in between 25,000 and the standard deviation line off of VWAP. VWAP plus 1 standard deviation, in case you didn't know what this dotted blue line is. And the 21 EMA. So we got a lot of zones here, and they're all kind of fighting. So need to break out of this range, and we'll figure out what we're going to do next. So we just hit target on this initial trigger here at 1033. We'll move the runner to break even. And I believe our golden ruler, which I haven't moved in quite some time, moves up as well to 93. Now notice we never got the trigger here for 1036 to go up, so this would not have been a trade where we would have bought it here at the standard deviation level to go up. I need this candle to trigger higher first. But then the other problem we would have ran into, even if it did trigger higher, the measured move is greater than the 50 level, so this is a candle that might be more appropriate right here. If it triggers higher, now see if it comes back down. Otherwise, it's pretty much just going up and hitting its target, and that's okay. So we'll cancel our buy order here. We're running up into another trend line that I had set from overnight. You guys could see I drew it from 16:17 yesterday, so 4:17 p.m. Eastern. Going into the market open, we zigzagged back and forth. Couldn't break higher than 2200, which is 10 p.m. Eastern. And so we drew that trend line and we're running up against it now. We also have a few upward trend lines to draw. We got this one right there. And now it looks like we want to go and actually fill the gap. Remember, I talked about that earlier this morning. I said either we continue going down, but it is likely that we want to go up and actually fill the gap here, which would be around 25,100, where that dotted gray line is supposed to be on top of the red line, but I didn't want to have them overlap. Okay, notice as soon as we hit the 1700 close, we're pulling back. Let me delete some old things from back here that update this trend line. Delete things we don't need anymore. So right now we're kind of like in no man's land. We're kind of stuck in between this wedge, overnight wedge, and current wedge. If we truly want to fill the gap, though, we need to go up to 25,100. All right, golden ruler moves up. All right, we're approaching that gap fill. Let's see how we behave up there. Okay, gap is filled. I will try to put an order here at 100 if we can come back down. And if we don't, that's okay. This is such a strong move. Almost hitting its target. It's like almost a 20-point move. There it is. So let's go back to the daily chart. You can see here, we filled the gap. We're moving higher. We've tested golden ruler on the daily chart. We've tested this upward trend line on the daily chart. And looks like as of right now, we're holding going back up. We'll see how, it ends later on today. We'll review that on Monday. All right, let's see if we get... The buyers are definitely in control right now. We'll get an order here at 150. All right, we're in. Let's see if we get that bounce up. There it is. Another 10 points. Now we are rocking and rolling, I guess. Okay, we hit the second standard deviation for VWAP. And we're pulling back. Now the question is, what do we do here at 150? I'm shifting to going short, but I think I'm going to get stopped out. That's okay. All right, I'm shifting gears and going back long if we can come back to 150. All right, I'm in. Can we get the 10-point bounce going back up? It's like so close, and then we might get stopped out. We missed it by like a point. All right. Okay, we're gonna try again. That stinks. Okay, we've hit the target on the original bearish trade here at 1048. We also have a new downward trend line. I'll have a sell order here at the EMA. All right, that's really frustrating. 4 stop losses in a row. 2 of them were 1 point away from the target. That's really frustrating. All right, let's see how we behave around the 100 level. We do have another trend line like this now. Try to get in here at the EMA. All right, that one worked. Oh, I missed my entry there. Yeah, it's unfortunate. Okay, we'll get short order here at the EMA. Get me in, then go down. That's unfortunate. I moved it just slightly. It would have worked. Okay, you almost got me. Again. Oh, that sucks. 2 trades missed by like 2 ticks that would have worked. Dare we try it again? At this point, no more. Okay, let's see how we behave around 100. I might just buy it here. I was hoping it would do exactly what it did at 1027. I was wrong. Okay, let's see if we can short it at. Have it come back down now. Okay, there we go. So if you go to the daily chart, you'll notice we not only closed the gap, but we also retested this low right here, the bar, and then we started going back down. I'm always looking to figure out ways why the market does what it does. Sometimes there are good reasons, and sometimes it's random. All right, so let's see how we behave around this EMA, or 100 actually. Are we gonna go up or are we gonna go down? Looks like we want to come back down. Okay, maybe. Okay, let's see if it wants to come back up to 100. Doesn't look like it does want to, but all right, well that trade is done, and so I'm not looking for it to pull back at this point. We have this new upward trend line here. All right, this trade's over. Let's move the runner out of the way and let's see what we do next. Either we go up to 100, I want to see how it behaves at 100, or comes down to the standard deviation level here at around 64. All right, let's see how we do up here. Okay, I'll put a buy order around 100. See if we get in. All right, well, this one's almost at target. I suppose I could have bought it here at the EMA, but 100 was so close. That's the stronger magnet. Might be able to get in again. We didn't quite hit target up there. It's bouncing off that EMA again. All right, well, this trade, this hit target, so let's see how we do up at 150. Or we see how it behaves around this EMA here. We've been bouncing off of it 1, 2, 3, 4 times. Okay, let's see if we can get that pullback back to the EMA now and holds and go up. Market's really slowing down at this point. Checking the 1024 tick chart to see if it looks any better. It is a lot more dynamic. But we'll stick with the 800. It's fine. All right, we're up at 150. Let's see what we do here. Okay, got my order at 50.25. If it wants to come back down and get us in, and we go back up, that would be wonderful. All right, we're in. There we go. 10 points. All right, let's zoom out and see where we're potentially heading next. Might be 200. We did just break the overnight high right there. I usually mark that. I forgot to mark it. Let me mark it real quick. All right, so we hit the target on this 1117 candle and the runner's been taken out. So that resets everything. We do have this upward trend line that we're testing right now. Our golden ruler also moves up. All right, we are at 200. Let's see how we do here. All right, you guys know the drill by now. Have it come down to 200, get us in, go up for 10 points. It's a pretty straightforward strategy. Okay, it's about 11:24. I'm gonna probably be shutting down this stream in about 5 more minutes. We had a really good day today though, so I'm very happy with the way we traded. Happy with this modification to our system. Let me know if you have any questions between now and 11:30, or if you are watching this on the replay. Feel free to leave me a comment, and I'll be more than happy to answer any questions you have. All right, here's another potential area with standard deviation. I believe, is this the third standard deviation or the second one? No, it's the second one. Okay. All right, we're gonna try to get in here. All right, I'm in. See if we get that balance for 10 points, or if we get stopped out. All right. All right, $1,400 on the day. Not bad, not bad at all. Just trading one minis. Let's see what our performance was. We had a 56% win rate. Not bad. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Hope you guys learned a lot, especially around the mindset stuff, which we talked about maybe an hour ago. Super huge. Something I'm still working on. And it is going to help you become the person you were designed to be if you work on your mindset. It's very deep. It's totally outside of trading as well, in any endeavor you take on. Hope you guys have a great rest of your Friday. Have a wonderful weekend. And I'll see you guys back on here on Monday, November 17th. Love and peace to you all. Have a good one.